Hey guys, this is Shane and welcome to my Curator of the Lost channel. Today, I'm going to talk about finding books when you're on travel, when you're away from your regular home stuff, like if you're on vacation or maybe a work business trip and you get a chance to hit a thrift store or a bookstore that you know about. Like bringing those back and a couple of pointers that I use when I travel. And it's going to be exemplified by stuff I found about 3 weeks ago when I was out in New Mexico, the Alamogordo area outside of El Paso, and I'm playing catch up trying to process these and get them on eBay and get them to Amazon. But it's something I've used and done it a lot. And hey, we'll just talk about it and then give you some examples. So hope everybody's doing good. My sourcing is going good. I've had quite a bit of travel this last month. In addition to New Mexico, I've had to go to Louisiana and Virginia, all work related, and a couple of got to go through New Orleans and on the way down to some work down in Louisiana. But it's been a really busy work month, like real work. But along those lines, I get to hit some places that I like to visit that I know about for book finds. And these books in particular, I found most of these at a store I've gone to before in Alamogordo. It's Books Revisited. It's in an old mall there, and it had shut down. And I thought it was still shut down, but I decided to one afternoon I just stopped by there. I was off. It's about 4:30, 4 o'clock, something like that, and they still had the books out in the mall, and I'll show you how they've got it set up. The store itself was shut down, but I met a guy there that worked there, and he hoped that they reopen in the future. But anyway, so let me break here and show you kind of how it's set up, and then I'll show you what I found, and we'll talk about how to bring these back on your travel, all in that. So here's how it's set up at the mall. Yeah, so you can hear it's like just right out in the mall. Here's all these shelves, and they have it organized by, by subject matter. It's got some movies there in the middle and CD type stuff. And you'll see on the left here is the actual store itself, which was closed. They have a honor system box there. Okay, so you saw how the place is, and it's funny because the store's still closed, but I met a guy that was working there, and they still had the books outside, and they had a cash honor system. The prices were like, I think $3 for hardbacks, $2 for paperbacks, but they had a deal where if you bought 3, you got 1 free. So that's kind of making your price kind of like in that, anywhere from $1.50 to $2.25 each. So good pricing for some cool books. So let's just focus first on when I travel. When I travel by plane, I get to check a bag for free with the credit card I have. When it's one of the benefits of my credit card, and so I don't have to worry about that luggage fee, but I just get one, and that's 50 pounds. So what I always do is I try to take a little bit bigger suitcase than maybe I need if I'm going to check a bag, and I've got a smaller suitcase that will either fit in that suitcase, or I have a kind of a soft shell collapsible suitcase I put in there that I can take as a carry-on. So if I really find a lot of stuff, I can put stuff in my carry-on and get basically like 50 pounds worth of stuff, right? And so for knowing that, the biggest thing is to know your weight. And this is one device. This is it's called Dr. Meter, and it is just this little. You just turn it on, and you can set it by pounds or kilograms, and it's got this strap that goes around your suitcase handle. This is actually nice even for not having books. And so then you loop it around your suitcase handle. This is really not that hard, just not being coordinated. And it makes a loop, right? And then you just lift it up. And as you lift it up, you can see the weight, right? This thing I find is indispensable. It goes in my carry-on, but I'll try to make a link for this on the products page. I think you can get this on Amazon. There's probably other variants or manufacturers, but this little digital luggage thing, it's good for like 50 pounds. They're pretty inexpensive. It's really invaluable for any kind of travel, but I love it. The other thing that I like when I travel is just to have some good old plastic bags from wherever, Walmart, Kroger, Publix, wherever you're shopping from. The reason I like these is they're lightweight, but when you have dust jackets, and if they're shifting around in your luggage, you can rip the dust jacket, and that's no good. But if one thing you can do is you can put the books inside the plastic bags, and then you can fold them or you can tie it, and that helps protect stuff snagging the dust jacket. Now, it's not perfect, but it helps, like if you're sticking stuff in there. The other thing you can do is your luggage is pack your clothes and stuff around it, around your books, and the tighter you can get stuff up to your weight limit, the better, right? So those are things that I do all the time. Make sure that I have an extra suitcase or expandable suitcase so I can go to carry-on, know what my weight is by my meter, or especially when I check in, see how much weight I've got, in the suitcase, and then have some plastic bags. That way, if I find something, I'm cool, right? So that's kind of the tips that I use for travel, finding books on travel and getting them back. Now, if you're by car or whatever, you can just fill up the car, right? So let's just talk now, show you what I got. Most of these came from that store there in Alamogordo, which I will say when I'm there, and I'll do an inset here. I love this. Whenever I'm there, I go up the mountain, up through the Lincoln Forest, up to Cloudcroft. And man, I tell you, you're like at 3,000 feet on the desert floor there, at Alamogordo, White Sands, that whole area. When you go up the mountain to Cloudcroft through that Lincoln National Forest, you gain like 6,000 feet elevation. It's right at 9,000 feet up there. It's like a different world. Now, the picture I'm putting up here, the day I went up there, it was like 90 something degrees, 92 degrees, down in Alamogordo at the desert. And I went up because there's a Cloudcroft Pizza up there, pizza and brewery that I love. I went up and I ran through a little bit of rain. It was kind of monsoon season, and you could see rain all over the horizon. I ran through a little bit of rain combined with 6,000 feet elevation. If you don't know what elevation does on temperature, boy, I tell you, that and the rain. I got up to Cloudcroft, and it was like 60 degrees. And I was in a t-shirt and shorts. I went up, and luckily the brewery could eat inside. It was freezing. People were up there with long pants and jackets, and I'm like, I just didn't think about the rain. I know it's always cooler and nicer up there, but you can see the picture I put up, the rain clouds and just the going up the mountains, just amazing. So anyway, one of my favorite places on the planet. Love it up there. Okay, so here's some of the things I found, and a lot of these are going to be, I've got some comps, some sold comps, some just list comps. A lot of these are going to be special interest, niche kind of things, but I think they're cool, and they're the kind of thing that I can put on my shelf. Most of these will stay up for eBay because they will be such long sitters, I think. But I think I've got some really good profit potential here. This one is early Lane County history, and you see it goes only up to like 1884. There's other editions of this that go, to more recent years. I haven't seen sold comps on this one, but this is about a $40 book. So I love this kind of history stuff. And, it's the sort of thing that I see it, specialized history. And these are like the things that gets into some of the Southwest and a lot of things that I just don't see here in Alabama. So it's kind of fun when you get books on travel somewhere else, right? And you get a different flavor of stuff. That's one thing I really love about it. Finding bookstores and things on travel, one, it gets me to some interesting places, especially libraries and things, that you check out other parts of the city that you might not know unless you're like a local. And then the stuff you find a lot of times is different flavored from what you get at home. So now this one, it's kind of a ratty dust jacket, but this book on Jewish coins. I have sold books like this before. I can see this one priced anywhere from 40 to 80. Actually did not find this one on Amazon. I found it on eBay. I think I could probably sell this for 30 to 40. And I've sold this kind of, is it numismatic? Is that the word? I think that's the word. I've sold this kind of book before on, and you would think, like it's such specialized stuff. Always look for it. Now this is interesting. This one, this Joe Roqueford's War, okay, and Battle of Midway, Navy Commander. I see this one between 25 and 50 actually on Amazon. I see it having a sales score of around 25, which kind of means it's selling, every month or so. So, excuse me, allergies been killing me here. So anyway, that's a good book. I like it. And again, all these like make them for like $2.25 each. Great. So sorry, I had to take a quick break. You know, I'm the one take wonder on my videos, but these allergies in Alabama are killing me. I always have something in the fall. I think it's something with the oaks or who knows. But I could feel a coughing fit coming on, and being the one take wonder, you did not want to see that. So this is cool. This kind of caught my title, The Quick and the Dead. Remember from the movie? But it's training for the advanced minimalist, and it's talking about, you know, a lot of these speed and intensity moves. It's got, you know, a lot of these kettlebell kind of quick moves, and it's got a lot of technical detail in it. I see this one selling. This going to sell pretty quick, $20 to $25. So that's kind of cool. Then here's one that'll be a long seller. I haven't got any sales comps on this. I've seen it listed for like $100, but it's this Fort Rock and Paisley Cave Descendants, kind of a specialized book, right? This is evidence suggests human inhabitants in Lake County, Oregon, dates back over 14,000 years. And you know, it's got photos. It's a lot of, you know, Oregon history stuff. I've seen it listed for 100. I don't know what it'll sell for yet, but that was a pretty cool one. Here's one. This is a Confederate bastion on the Mississippi, Port Hudson. This is a pretty good sale, $20 to $25. Again, if you haven't, I've talked about this before. When I see stuff that comes from the university presses, always, you know, you can usually see it. I usually look at those, do pretty good. Here's one. It's a little rattier, but I think it's about a $40 book on the Imperial German Army. You know, World War I. You know, it's kind of interesting because it's their organization, structure, orders of battle. Kind of neat thing. So it's about a $40 book. All right, this one, I don't have any sales comps on this, but I thought it was cool, and I'm okay with that being a long setter. I think it's 50 to 70, but it's the Pisgah Forest potteries of this Walter Stephen, and it's just a beautiful book. And you know, it goes through a lot of the Pisgah area, and then goes through pottery, just beautiful, amazing stuff. Let's see, let's find a few more. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Some pretty cool stuff. I liked it, so I got it. Here's one, another World War, I think this is World War II, Crossing the Zorn, yeah, 1945. This one is about I think this is about $30. This should be about a $30 book. Kind of specialized. Again, that's something I like about when you find the specialized history stuff. You know, it's like a specific battle or something, more than just generic. Okay, here's this will be a pretty decent seller. It's Sacred Path cards. Actually, I got this one at a thrift store there in Alamogordo for 80 cents. And it has the book and the playing cards, and I checked, and all the playing cards were there. Playing cards, not playing cards. It's like whatever, you know, whatever kind of cards it goes with. They're not like playing cards, like blackjack cards or something, but you know what I mean. The school, look at this, Toxophilus. I didn't even know what that was. The School of Shooting, History of Archery. Isn't that an interesting title? I think this is like looks like a facsimile kind of reprint. Might be from this thing looks like it goes way back. This was, I don't know, The Life, Works, and Times of Roger Ascham. So anyway, that was a weird title. Caught my attention. It should be like $15, $16 book. All right, here's an interesting one. This Stress Fire. All right, and this is Gunfighting for Police, Advanced Tactics. Now, what's crazy about this one, I see this one on Amazon, like Merchant Fulfilled, $8. Then on Fulfilled by Amazon, it's $35. And if it's new, it's like $65. I'm not sure how I'll price this. I think it'll be $20 to $25, but kind of one of those weird titles. Here's another kind of, I think it's Civil War type. It's Civil War, The Fields of Blood, Prairie Grove campaign. It's about a $25 book. And you can see North Carolina Press caught my eye. So this is another kind of interesting one. This the World War II, Utmost Savagery, 3 Days of Tirana. Now, this one has Merchant Fulfilled is like $16. There's no fulfilled by Amazon. New at $64. So I think I can probably list this for fulfilled by Amazon, which is how I sell on Amazon. 30, 35 maybe, 30 at least. So we'll try. We'll see what happens. Then here's one I've got an eBay comp of $24 on. It's on some pottery, this Northwood, the Wheeling Years pottery kind of book. A lot of times people still like this stuff because it's hard to find all this stuff on the internet, you know? So I've got sold comp on eBay for $24 for this one. So that's pretty good. Now here was the big, huge win. This was crazy. Look at this one. And I still got it in my Hilton bag, and I had bags around it, and I actually put this one in my carry-on because this one, Anthracite Railroads and Mining in color. It's one of these, this is volume 1. This is one of these railroad books where they go out and, you know, they just take tons of photos of, you know, the rail yards. People, railroad enthusiasts, scale modelers, they love this stuff. And, you know, lots of photo references. All right. This one, I see it's only got like an E-score of 2, which means it's only selling about every 3 months. But used, I've got this one, got $135 is what I'm seeing it. So we'll see if I actually can get that out of it. But for like a $2 book, that's why I got it. One, because it's cool. See cool, buy cool. I got it. But again, I actually wanted to protect the dust jacket. I put it here. I probably had a bag around it. I put this one in my day pack. Didn't put this one in the luggage to let it run around. So anyway, that's it. That's the find. So lots of stuff in this one. Playing catch up, trying to show you what I found, the rest of the stuff I found on my jaunt out to New Mexico. Talked about things on when you travel. Pack an extra suitcase, an expandable suitcase. Check your weight. Use your doctor, what's this called again? Dr. Meter, kind of a cool name, or something like it. Take some bags, protect those dust jackets. Don't be afraid to, you know, if you know your weight, you won't go over. So it works good. And then find stuff that I like to sell. So hopefully gives you some ideas. These are going to be longer setters. They're a lot of $30 to $40 books. They're potential, but these aren't going to be quick flips. So most of these will be on eBay, be on the shelf behind me when I get them listed. So they, you know, it's worth it to me. I think they're cool, and somebody will want them eventually. So anyway, see cool, buy cool, and hope everybody's doing good. I'm ready for fall. We've had a couple of fake falls here. I'm ready for real fall. Get some nice weather. So talk to you soon. Bye.